Welcome to problem number 35 from the June 2017 Algebra Regents exam. So we've got two different functions here, g of x and k of x, and the first thing we've got to do is solve the equation g of x equals 2 times k of x, algebraically for x to the nearest 10th. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on that. So I'm going to write down g of x down here, so it's 2x squared plus 3x plus 10. And we know that's equal to 2 times, or k of x doubled, so times 2. So instead of it being 2x plus 16, it'll be double that. So it'll be 4x plus 32. That makes sense? Okay, so now to solve this, I'm going to move everything over to the same side. And I'm going to do that by taking away 4x and 32. Okay, so that's going to cause these to cancel out. And let's see what we're left with. So we're going to have 2x squared minus x, and then 10 minus 32 would be negative 22. And so now that's equal to 0. So now at this point, we need to factor it. But we're not actually going to be able to factor this, and that's because... Sorry, let me clarify. I mean, you could factor it, but we're going to get decimals involved. I mean, they kind of make it obvious when they say that you're going to have to solve it to the nearest 10th. That's kind of a bit of a giveaway that we're going to have to use the quadratic formula. And that, of course, being negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So our b value is negative 1. So negative 1 means that this become just positive 1. Plus or minus b squared, that would become positive 1, minus 4 times a, which in this case is 2, times c, and that would be negative 22. And this is all going to be over 2 times our a term, which again is 2. All right, so solving what's inside the brackets here, we're going to get 1 minus 4 times 2 times negative 22. And I'm just going to use my calculator quickly to solve that one. And we get 177. And that's going to be divided by 2 times 2, which is 4. Now, clearly, we can't square root 177 without getting a bunch of decimals. So at this point, I'm just going to use the calculator here. So first, I'll calculate 1 plus the square root of 177, all divided by 4. And that's going to get us to the nearest 10th, 3.6. And now we'll do the subtracting. So we'll do 1 minus the square root of 177, all divided by 4. And it looks like that gives us an answer of negative 3.1, again, if we round to the nearest 10th. So our answer is that x equals 3.6 and x equals negative 3.1. Now there's one more part to this question. It says to explain why you chose the method you used to solve this quadratic equation. And so I just typed out the explanation I would give. I'd say that the quadratic formula was used because it was impossible to factor the quadratic equation without involving decimals. And the quadratic equation we're referencing is this guy here. All right, I hope that was helpful. And that's all for this video. Thanks for visiting JD's Regents Preparation.